So this chapter is called the external reasons for appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this chapter, the author has fully discussed the external reasons for descent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So basically, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is nothing but an incarnation of Lord Sri Krishna. According to Vedic literature, foremost occupational duty for humanity is the chanting of Nama Sankirtana, or congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. The incarnation for this age especially preaches this process, but only Krishna himself can explain the loving service performed in the four principal varieties of loving affairs between Supreme Lord and his devotees. Lord Krishna therefore personally appeared in this plenary portion as Lord Sri Chaitanya. So Krishnadas Kaviraj presented much authentic evidence from Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures to substantiate the identity of Lord Chaitanya with Sri Krishna himself. So he described the bodily symptoms in Lord Chaitanya that are visible only in the person of Supreme Lord, just like what was there at his feet, like Krishna's feet has all these Gada, Chakra, Shanku, Padma, and various symbols, right? So whatever was there in Krishna's feet also showed up in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. And he has proved that Lord Chaitanya appeared with his personal associates, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, Gadadhara, Pandit, and Srivas Thakur, to preach the special significance of chanting Hare Krishna. The appearance of Lord Chaitanya is both significant and confidential. He can be appreciated only by pure devotees and only through the process of devotional service. The Lord tried to conceal his identity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by representing himself as a devotee. But his pure devotees could recognize him by his special features. So the Lord covered himself. He is called the covered avatar. But then pure devotees could recognize that he is Krishna himself. The Vedas and Puranas foretell the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, but still sometimes he's sometimes called significantly the concealed descent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord descended, or avatar, avataran, and that is the concealed avatar. It means he looks like a devotee, but is actually Supreme Personality. Advaita Acharya was a contemporary of Lord Chaitanya's father. So basically here a little bit of history about Lord Chaitanya is given. In the first two chapters, we saw the qualifications of a spiritual master. And now we are coming to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent or descent. So what happened was Advaita Acharya saw that he felt the condition of the world was pretty pathetic. It was bad. Nobody has interest in devotional service to Krishna. Just like now, right? Nobody has interest. Very few people have. So this forgetfulness was so overwhelming that Advaita Prabhu was convinced that no one but Lord Krishna himself could enlighten people about devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, Advaita required Lord Krishna to appear as Lord Chaitanya, offering tulsi leaves and Ganges water. He cried for Lord's appearance. The Lord, being satisfied by his pure devotees, descends to satisfy them. Right? So because Advaita Acharya called, as such being pleased by Advaita Acharya, Lord Chaitanya appeared. So that is the summary. Now we'll go verse by verse. Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande
Prabhu Vande
Yat Padasraya Viryatah
Yatra
Sangrahanati Akara Vritat Agnya Siddhanta Sanmane. I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By the potency of shelter of his lotus feet, even a fool can collect the valuable jewels of conclusive truth from the mines of revealed scriptures. So here the scriptures are considered to be mines, just like coal mine, gold mine. So this is a mine, scriptural mine. So even a fool who goes through this mine can collect valuable jewels. So we are all fools. But by reading the scriptures, we are collecting a jewel here, a jewel there, like that from these scriptural texts. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
All glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to devotees of Lord Chaitanya. So this is like a Mangalacharya. We are saying the prayer, invoking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so that we can understand his Leela. Tritiya Shlokera Artha Kaila Vivarana.
Tritiya Shlokera Kaila Vivarana.
Chaturtha Shlokera Artha Sura Bhakta Gana.
Chaturtha Shlokera Artha Sura Bhakta Gana.
I have given the purport of the third verse. Now, O devotees, please listen to meaning of the fourth with full attention. Anarpita charim chirat karuna virtaniha kalau.
Anarpita charim
Samarpayitum unnat ujvala rasam swabhakti shriyam. Harihi purata sundara dyuti kadamba sandipita. Sada hridaya kandare spuratu vasachinandanaha. Yeah, this is a little complex Sanskrit, not like the previous verse. This is a little more complex. So, translation: May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before: the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. Right? So he has given the Madhurya Bhava, which is rare. No other incarnation gave Madhurya Bhava. Most of them gave Aishwarya Bhava. Right? So they show their powers, they show their opulence. But here, this incarnation is giving the taste of Madhurya Bhava. This is the quotation from Vidagdha Madhava, a drama compiled and edited by Sri Rupa Goswami. In the Vidagdha Madhava, like all the philosophy is put in a dramatic form. So if you ever get time, we should read it, which is highly unlikely because we have so many things to do. Purna Bhagavan Krishna Vrajendra Kumara.
Purna Bhagavan Krishna Vrajendra Kumara.
Gopika Vrajera Saha Nitya Vihara. Lord Krishna, the son of King of Vraj, is the Supreme Lord. He eternally enjoys transcendental pastimes in his eternal abode Goloka, which includes Vrajadhama. So Goloka is the planet and Vrajadham is in the center, right? So Goloka is the Supreme abode, Lord's abode, but Vrajadhama is even more special because it's in the most important location. In the previous chapter, it has been established that Krishna, the son of Vrajendra, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead with 6 opulences. He eternally enjoys transcendently variegated opulences on his planet known as Goloka. The eternal pastimes of the Lord in the spiritual planet Krishnaloka are called aprakata or unmanifested pastimes because they're beyond the purview of conditioned souls. So this aprakata we cannot see, only prakata we can see. Lord Krishna is always present everywhere, but when he's not present before our eyes, he is said to be aprakata or unmanifested. So we are fortunate 5,000, 40 years ago, Lord Krishna descended personally and he did prakata vilasa. Means he displayed his manifest pastimes. Brahmara ekadine tino ekabara. Avatirna nakarena prakata vihara. Once in a day of Brahma, he descends to this world to manifest his transcendental pastimes. Not every day, once in the day of Brahma. We are just fortunate he came recently. Satya Treta Dwapara Kali Chari Yuga Jani.
Satya Treta Dwapara Kali Yuga Jani.
Se Chari Yuge Divya Eka Yugamani.
Se Chari Yuge Divya Eka Yugamani.
We know that there are 4 ages, namely Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali. These 4 together constitute one Divya Yuga. Right? So we talk in terms of one Divya Yuga, which is these 4 yugas put together. Total of 4.32 million earthly years. According to our calendar, it is 4.32 million years. Ekattara Chaturyuge Eka Manvamara. Choda Manvantara Brahmara Divasa Vitara.
Chauda Manvantara Brahmara Vitara.
71 Divya Yugas constitute one Manvantara. Right? One Divya Yuga is 4 cycles. And then 71 Yugas constitute one Manvantara. There are 14 Manvantaras in one day of Brahma. So 14 times 71 times 4. So that many Yugas have passed. Right? Huge number in one day of Brahma. The Manvantara, Srila Prabhupada says, is the period controlled by one Manu. The reign of 14 Manus equals the length of one day in the life of Brahma. And the night of Brahma is of the same duration. These calculations are given in an authentic astronomy book known as Surya Siddhanta. An annotated Bengali translation of the book was compiled by the great professor of astronomy and mathematics, Bimal Prasad Datta, later known as Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami, who was our merciful spiritual master. So, Surya Siddhanta from Sanskrit was translated into Bengali by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So, he was a great professor of astronomy and mathematics. Astronomy and mathematics. He was honored with the title Siddhanta Saraswati for translating the Surya Siddhanta, and the title Goswami Maharaj was added when he accepted sannyas, the renounced order of life. Right? So this is how nicely Srila Prabhupada introduces his spiritual master as a great professor of astronomy and mathematics. Vaivasvata nama e saptama manvantaram.
वैवस्वत नाम एति सप्तममन्वन्तरा
साठैसा चतुर्युगताहरा अंतरम.
सातैसा चतुर्युगताहरा अंतरा.
The present Manu, who is the seventh, is called Vaivaswata, the son of Vivashvan. 27 Divya Yugas of his age have now passed. So 14 Manus names are given. Swayambhuva, Swarotisa, Uttama, Thamasa, Raivata, Chakshusha, Vaivaswata, Savarani, Daksha Savarani, Brahma Savarani, Dharma Savarani, Rudraputra, Rauch or Deva Savarani, and Bhaut or Indra Savarani. So we are exactly in the middle right now. We are in the seventh Vaivasvata Manvantara. So half of the Divya Yuga has passed, roughly. Not exactly, roughly. Ashtavims Chaturyuge Dwapare Rasheshe.
अष्टविंश चतुर्युगे द्वापरे रशीषे
Brajera Sahite Haya Krishnera Prakashe.
व्रजेर सहिते हय कृष्णेर प्रकाशे.
At the end of Dwapara Yuga, of the 28th Divya Yuga, Lord Krishna appears on earth. Right? There are 72 Divya Yugas. So 28 is not exactly the half. Exactly half is 36. So he comes in the first third. Right? No, he comes in first third. First, 1/3 of 72 would be what? 25, 24, 24, 24. So he comes in 28th, which means he comes in the beginning of second third. Right? So if you divide this Divya Yugas, 70, a day of Brahma into 72 Divya Yugas, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, he comes beginning of second third on the second 2/3 part. Now is the term of Vaivasvata Manu, Prabhupada says, during which Lord Chaitanya appears. First, Lord Krishna appears at the close of Dwapar Yuga of the 28th Divya Yuga. And then Lord Chaitanya appears in the Kali Yuga of the same Divya Yuga. So in the same Divya Yuga, first Lord Krishna comes and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in the 28th. Again, to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again, you have to go through the remaining part of this day of Brahma, which is what? 72 minus 28. 44. 44 more Yuga cycles have to finish. Divya Yugas have to finish for end of this cycle. And in the next cycle, you have 27 cycles have to finish, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come again. So he won't come every day. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very special because he doesn't come every day. Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya appear once in each day of Brahma or once in 14 Manvantaras. Each of the 71 Divya Yugas in duration. So in 14 Manvantaras, he'll come once. And in the 28th Divya Yuga, he'll come. So now you can see how rare the descent of Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are. We are lucky, it just happened 5,000 years ago. But how rare it is. From the beginning of Brahma's day of 4,320,000,000 years, 6 Manus appear and disappear before Lord Krishna appears. Thus, 1,975,000 320,000, sorry, 975,320,000 years of day of Brahma elapse before appearance of Lord Krishna. So Krishna comes after a long time. People take Krishna's coming very easily, but he doesn't come very frequently. He just happened to come 5,040 years ago, but doesn't mean he's going to come every few years. No. Dasya Sakya Vatsalya Shringara Rasi.
Dasya Sakya Vatsalya Shringara Charirasa.
Chari Bhavera Bhakta Yata Krishna Taravasa.
Chari Vavera Bhakta Yata Krishna Taravasa.
Servitude, Dasya. Friendship, Sakya. Parental affection, Vatsalya. And conjugal love are four transcendental mellows. By the devotees who cherish these four mellows, Lord Krishna is subdued. Lord Krishna subdues everybody, like Kaliya, various demons. But for a devotee, Lord Krishna himself becomes calm and meek, and he'll let you win in case of a debate, because you are a devotee. Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Shringara are the transcendental modes of loving service to the Lord. Shantarasa, neutral stage, is not mentioned in this verse because although Shantarasa, one considers the absolute truth, the sublime goal, one does not go beyond that conception. Shantarasa is a very grand idea for materialistic philosophers, but such idealistic appreciation is only the beginning, right? So, vast majority of the people, they want to be in Shantarasa, not that they're exactly in Shantarasa. Oh, yeah, God is great. Let's be neutral to him. Right? Shantarasa is not given much importance because as soon as there is a slight understanding between the knower and the known, active, loving, transcendental reciprocations and exchanges begin. So what happens? You cannot stay in Shanta for very long. You have to be pushed into Dasya or servitude. Therefore, this verse considers Dasya as the first stage of transcendental devotional service. So any thoughts, questions on this one? Okay, let's move on. Dasasa kapita mata kanta ganalana.
Dasya Saka Pita Mata Kanta Ganalana.
Vraje krida kare Krishna prema vipahana.
Vraje Krida Kare Krishna Prema Vasahana.
Absorbed in such transcendental love, Lord Sri Krishna enjoys in Vraj with his devoted servants, friends, parents, and conjugal lovers. Absorbed in such transcendental love, Lord Krishna enjoys in Vraj with his devotees, devoted servants, friends, parents, and conjugal lovers. The descent of Sri Krishna is very purposeful. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that one who knows the truth about Sri Krishna's descent and his various activities is at once liberated and does not have to fall again to the existence of birth and death before he leaves this present body. In other words, one who factually understands Krishna makes his life perfect. Imperfect life is realized in material existence. So we are all leading imperfect lives right now. In 5 different relationships we share with everyone within the material world: neutrality, servitorship, friendship, parental love, and amorous love between husband and wife, or the beloved lover and the beloved. These 5 enjoyable relationships within the material world are persevered. No, I said persevered, no, perverted. Reflections of relationships with the absolute personality of Godhead in the transcendental nature. That absolute personality, Sri Krishna, descends to revive the 5 eternally existing relationships. So whenever we break that relationship or we have a faulty understanding, Krishna descends to revive the 5 eternally existing relationship. Thus he manifests his transcendental pastimes in Vraj, so that people may be attracted into the sphere of activities and leave aside their imitation relationships with the mundane. Then after fully exhibiting such activities, the Lord disappears. So the Lord comes, he displays activities, and then he minimizes himself and goes back to spiritual world. Yateshta Vihari Krishna Kare Antardhana.
Yateshta Vihari Krishna Kare Antardhana.
Antardhana Kare Mane Kare Anumana.
Antardhana Kare Mane Kare Anumana.
Lord Krishna enjoys his transcendental pastimes as long as he wishes. And then he disappears. After disappearing, however, he thinks thus. So the Lord vanishes after he does his leelas. And what does he think?
That's it.
Chirakala nahi kari prema vaktadana.
Chirakala nahi kari prema bhaktadana. Bhakti vina jagatira nahi avasthana.
Okay, good. For a long time, I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitants of the world. Without such loving attachment, the existence of material world is useless. Okay, so we will pause for this week here and continue next week.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Okay, Prabhu.
Thank you for joining, and we will continue next week.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.